Hi everyone. So this is the requirement that we have. If the input is FB, then the output should be Facebook ads. Okay. Else, if the input is GG, then the output should be Google ads. Okay. Else, if the input is LN, then the output should be LinkedIn. Okay. Else, if the input is any other value, then the output should be not applicable. Okay, this is a requirement. How do we implement it using Fusion, right? That's the question. So let's do that. We're going to use a switch function for this. Okay, let's do that. Okay, now let's try to add a module here. Choose module. Let's say tools. Okay, tools. Um, let's say set multiple variables var input equal to FB. If it is FB, then it should be a Facebook ads, right? The output should be Facebook ads, right? Okay. Okay, now let's add another module, tools, tools, set multiple variables. Okay, add item, and let's say var output. Okay, this is my output. Okay, so we are going to use a switch function to write the logic. Switch, okay, switch, uh, what is the format of the function? The first parameter is going to be input. Okay, second parameter, if the input is this, then the third parameter, then the output is this. Else, if input is this, output this. Else, else if input is this, output is this. Finally, if it is not matching any of the conditions, then we go for a final else. Okay, this is the format of the switch function. Okay, so let's try to map it now. So let's say okay, so let's add the input here. Var input. Okay, if the input is this, if the input is what, if the input is FB, then the output should be Facebook ads, right? Yep. Output should be Facebook ads. So let's try this. The output should be Facebook ads. Else, if the input is GG, let's bring this down here. If the input is GG, okay, now let's delete this. If the input is GG, GG, then the output should be Google Ads, right? Okay, the output should be Google Ads. Output should be Google Ads. Okay, else if the input is LN, then the output should be LinkedIn. Okay, output should be LinkedIn here. Let's say LinkedIn. Else, finally, if it is not matching any of these conditions, then what would you do? Let's say not applicable. Okay, so this is the format there. Perfect. No spaces, everything is fine. Let's double check. No spaces, no spaces. Okay, so basically this is the format of the function. So this is the input, and we are saying if the input is FB, then the output should be Facebook ads. Else if the input is GG, then the output should be Google ads. Else if the input is LN, then the output should be LinkedIn. Else not applicable. Okay, that's what it means. Let's click OK there. Let's save it. Now let's try to run it. Okay, so basically the input is FB. Okay, here. So the output should be Facebook ads. Let's see that. Yep, fine. Now let's change the input to something else. Let's bring it, let's say GG. Okay, let's say GG. If it is GG, then the output should be Google Ads, right? Let's test it here. Okay, the output is Google Ads, right? And if the input is LN, the output should be LinkedIn, right? ln, the output should be LinkedIn, right? Let's save it. Let's try. Okay. Um, here we go. And if the input is in, it's not matching any of the conditions, so the output should be not applicable. Okay. So let's try that here. Perfect. It's not applicable. Okay. So that's how you do a switch function in Fusion. It's kind of, you can do an you can implement an if else statement here, basically using switch function. Okay. I hope you like this video. Have a great day.